You're listening to CRBRadio.com. The words and opinions you are about to hear are of the hosts and do not reflect the management, sponsors, or affiliates of Cave Radio Broadcasting.
What's happening, everybody? It's Bikes, Babes, and Booze with Jim and Scott right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. Three best things in life.
Yes.
God bless America. So,
The cause
believe it or
and
not,
solution to all life's problems.
pretty much, yeah. That's a good Homer Simpson quote.
Yes,
we should
it
put
is.
that into the mix. All right, so everybody, 200 episodes, believe
Yep.
it or not, in the history books. Number 200
And they're still
right
letting
here
us come
tonight.
in here. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very little.
It's appreciated.
All of us jerks have faces built for radio. That's why we're still
Absolutely.
going strong.
And we broke out the camera, and we haven't broke it yet.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The show is young.
Right. Maybe you've joined us before, maybe not. But the jerks are the host here. That's Jim, Eric, Rob, Keith, and Scott for an acronym there for the jerks. So if you hear that, that's who we're talking about. Usually Eric almost never makes an appearance.
I'm an Eric, though.
But we have an Eric tonight.
Yeah, we got a substitute.
Yes,
there.
we have a good Eric
was a
Sheltis in the house. Big Easy. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
joining
Eric
us,
for coming
brother.
in. We appreciate it.
He's playing the Facebook Live game, so we're going to be on Facebook Live. We got special
Everyone
guests
wave.
in the house. We got beer to drink. Hey, everybody. So all kinds of good stuff going on, and looking forward to the show. Should be pretty cool.
Dude, you
Starting
got
out the day right.
You have the oldest phone ever.
It's an iPhone 5S, man. That's only 5 models behind.
My
What is
fingers
it
are
now?
too big.
10, right? See, there it is. Look, Ron Finch with the flip
Oh,
phone.
I got a flip phone.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You've
sorry.
got a phone that is just a phone.
Now, if you go look in the truck between the seats, he's got a bag phone. So he has the two oldest phones.
Right.
All right, I don't know how to get out of that. I shared it on the thing.
All right.
Because
sweet.
we are broadcasting live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and on Twitter, all on the Cave Radio pages. So if you go to at Real Cave Radio on Twitter, go to Cave Radio Broadcasting on the YouTube or the Cave Radio Facebook page. We are broadcasting live right now.
Fantastic.
Facebook Live.
And you guys are coming up on your anniversary too, ain't you, brother?
Yeah,
With Big and Bigger.
Big
minds
and
think
Bigger's 200th episode is May 12th. So yeah, it's gonna be
Coming up. Is that Mother's Day?
It's
Yes.
Mother's, yeah, it's
Yes.
Mother's Day.
And there's a swap meet on Mother's Day too.
We have
There's a what?
We got our
Swap meet.
good friends Joe Jabber and the Last Divide are going to be in here playing live.
Sweet.
And then if you guys remember back, I think it's been 5 or 6 years since he's been on the air now. But the Pazman, Mark Pazman,
Okay.
used to
All
do
right,
the
go.
Motor City Blues review every Sunday night from like 8 to midnight.
Okay.
He was one of my instructors at Specs Howard, so him and Joe Jabber were mine and Al's first guests 200 episodes ago.
Oh,
so we're
sweet.
gonna have them recirculate or whatever and come on. So real quick before we get going any further though, as a founding member of Cave Radio and arguably it's the longest tenured host, I want to say congratulations on 200 episodes.
Hey,
Thank you.
thanks.
It's
I was just about
it's
to say the
definitely
same to you.
it's a very big accomplishment. It's 4 years of dedication every week. Being here, whether you're sick, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether it's a
Right.
holiday, it's just shy of 4 years to be here. And we haven't had many episodes or shows that have went that long. There's only a handful that have,
Right.
and you guys are one of the longest ones. So,
Woohoo.
And we still have
We're
a
in the
great
record
time every
books.
week, you know?
and that's
What's that?
that's the key.
Still have a great time every week.
We
you know?
do. And
That's
you know,
probably why I brought you guys this week.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You got enough for everybody?
You had that in your
Just for you two,
pocket.
that's for you
That
two.
is going to be
Okay,
pockets.
thanks.
man.
I feel
Yeah.
so
You too.
special.
Where's that Ferris Bueller's line? Why don't you stick your thumb up your butt?
So that's funny. This blue thing right here is blocking chops.
I
Perfect,
put it there
isn't
on
it?
purpose.
Yes.
Well, it only
They were
blocks
hammering me
the
about
worst
not
part.
riding earlier, so
Yeah. So
Thanks.
all
Now
the
he
art,
knows it, Eric.
right? And if you can see it on the camera there, there's a lot of art strewn throughout the room, which we'll bring them all into camera view once we start talking to Ron Finch, our very special guest tonight. But he brought some of his creations, and this one that you can probably capture while it's on the table is a pair of Harley Davidson air cleaners, back to back, amongst other things, to make this little sculpture, the Blue Flamingo, or what is that supposed to be, Ron?
It's not a fa-fa-lamingo.
Flamingo.
Set it straight.
looks
Yeah.
like some kind of platypus.
A platypus. That's the
It
one.
might be a little puss. But
It's a puss on a platter.
Yes, and it's blue, so it's a blue puss, or it's got blue puss, or something.
Yeah, let's not talk about blue things.
Huh? Oh no!
Play narcolepsy. Play narcolepsy right now.
All right,
By the two air cleaners, it could be a toucan.
Toucan Sam.
look at this. See, Rob's
Look at
always
the big
on
brains on Rob.
there. He is. He's Johnny on the spot with those oddities all the time.
There's the blue.
So awesome to have guests in the house with us for the 200th episode, live in person in the studio with us, both Ron Finch, iconic bike builder, and been around. He's been building bikes for 3.5 weeks now, if you haven't seen him. Or wait a minute, when did you start, Ron?
it was only 2.5 weeks.
2.5
You're
weeks.
exaggerating.
Damn it. I'm trying to bolster you.
Fake news.
When was it you started, Ron? It's been a little bit longer than that.
Back in 1965,
Awesome.
I had a shop on university, and it was just a very little shop, and I just kind of started. And then when I was there, I slept on the workbench for 3 years. I didn't have any money, but I was going to have a motorcycle
I was
shop.
gonna say,
I don't care.
That's
you know?
how dreams get made, by
That's it.
perseverance.
You know, if you don't follow your dream, shame on you.
That's right. That's right. But before that, you started out when you were a kid doing
Yeah,
mopeds and painting your own BMX pedal bikes
yeah,
and everything else, right?
bicycles, and you know they didn't have BMXs then.
Okay, gotcha.
There was a Columbia or a Schwinn.
Uh-huh.
Cruiser.
But that's okay.
You can see why you wanted to change those up a little.
Yeah. They
And
all
you
look
started-
the same.
Started doing paint, right?
Yeah.
And pinstriping. and-
Actually, there was a guy right down the street here that was a pinstriper, and I'd watch him. Can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me.
Dr. Rue?
No.
Okay, before him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dr. Rue was just out to my place last week.
Okay.
Or so. He's building a Honda with a sidecar that he built a long time ago. You know, he's kind of redoing it.
Oh,
So,
cool. Awesome. And then somebody tried to charge you for a paint job, and you weren't happy about
Right. And so I figure if they can do it, I can do it, you know. And so that's when I started painting, which I already knew how to pinstripe.
that.
you know.
Right. So good format to add to it.
Right.
And then when did the welding come into play?
It came in a little later, probably about 5 years, you know.
Okay.
I didn't know how to build a whole bike, you know, frame and everything. So what I would do is I would take like a fully bike, you know, and cut the legs off the front and the leg right behind the transmission.
Okay.
And so I'd have the cradle, and then so at that point, then I could build from there, whatever,
In both directions.
in both
Gotcha.
directions, and you know. But then eventually I figured out just do a whole frame because the creativity of having to work off of something else kind of
Limited.
campers, yeah.
Right. How long did that take to kind of perfect, to make your own frame?
Actually, I was making frames in, I think, around late 60s.
Okay.
I had a guy, I designed it, and then we were making it right across the street from my old shop. You know, another guy was welding them and stuff.
Okay.
And I was probably one of the very first people to start making custom frames, every rigid frames. And
Right.
at the same time, I was doing Springer front ends. And it was just kind of like being in the right place at the right time.
Right.
I was also doing seats and, you know, whatever, you know,
Anything and everything.
whatever it took to get off the workbench,
Right.
you know.
Doesn't U Chaps have a Finch front end?
I believe it is, yes.
Oh yeah, that's right, the Springer.
Might even have a picture too.
Yeah, you should probably pull that out, see, because we got a little bit of Finch stuff scattered. You've got
Yep,
coach
I've got
lights.
A couple coach lights in mint shape.
Yeah, which now, didn't you say there's a company in California trying to make those as a repop
Pond
now,
lights,
eh?
yeah. I just talked to him. I haven't okayed it yet, but he just called me Sunday night, and I told him I got to sleep on it. And I
Gotcha.
slept on it. I think he's going to do it. you
Yeah.
know.
Well, cool. I mean,
I'm not going to do it, so somebody might
right,
as well.
right. Now, is it going to be exactly identical to what you make, or is there going to
No.
be something that sets it apart so you'll be able to tell?
It'll look basically the same.
Okay,
Only doing them out of aluminum. I was doing them out of pot metal,
okay,
and I was having them cast in Chicago, and the lenses were made in the UP.
Oh, wow,
And
okay.
then another place was making the brackets, and then I'd go to this place called New Horizons. There's these people that were kind of mentally challenged, so I'd go in there and teach them how to assemble the pond light, and that's, it just kept going. And then
Right.
my kids were doing it in the basement for a while, and just, at the time I had a few different distributors, and so I was wholesaling them, and then they started copying them in Japan,
Oh,
and they lower the price and the
Right.
quality,
yeah, of course.
and
that
so
goes hand in hand.
at that point, they kind of had their run, but now, they're kind of a collector's item.
Right.
They're
Oh,
worth
yeah.
big bucks on the web, which I don't go on, but
Right. Well, it's awesome that not only are we celebrating our 200th episode, but a very happy belated birthday to you, Ron, turning
Yeah.
80
Well, thank
not
you.
too long ago. I can't believe you're 80. You don't look anywhere near it. You look
Well,
like you're 50.
I've kind of always done what I like to do,
That
and
ca-
that makes a difference. And it's just kind of
Absolutely.
a gift that I have that I can create whatever, I'm doing a lot of sculptures now because there's not too many people that are doing my style of bike, kind of the high end, thing.
Right.
And they're just, Harley, you can get a custom paint job or whatever from them. It's not truly custom, but,
Right.
kind of. And so I'm living life and can ride my bike more.
Well, there you go.
So it can't be all
We call
bad.
that over-the-counter custom rod.
Yeah, pretty much. The Harley stuff you
Yep.
can order now.
Over the counter.
counter
Oh, it's
custom.
nuts,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
yeah, well,
It's
I
not
I
true
don't want to
custom.
say what I really think, but
Right.
Go right
right.
ahead.
Yes.
Nah.
We'll keep it family friendly, even though you can't say whatever you want because we got no FCC regulations. So, whatever the fuck you want to say goes.
Right.
Anyway, but a very happy belated birthday to you.
I thank you
brother.
very much.
Absolutely. And we had the pleasure, Scott and I got a chance to come out to your place and check out the museum, which truly is a work of art from
It's just so
beginning
cool.
to
It's
end.
Just
everywhere, inside, outside,
it's
all
hard
over
to
the place.
take it all in.
And everything's got a story.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, how much time does Ron have to tell you each story? Because there's so many. I mean, you can't go but,
I had all
half
day.
a step and there's 27 more stories. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Another half step. There's 51 stories right here. Hold on. But there's, you got so much stuff. It's great. And the house in front, you've been there for roughly 50 years, wasn't
50
it?
years, yeah, round figure.
Yep. And then the house in back you acquired somewhere along the lines, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
or
it was
somewhere
about
along
16
the way.
years ago.
Okay.
There was 4 different families that lived there while I was living in the front.
Okay.
And they had it up for sale, and I thought I needed it, and as it worked out, I did. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff in there, right?
right.
One room's just a toy room, all
Well,
dedicated to toys. Just all Harley memorabilia and
It's
everything
got to
else.
be nice to have like a 3-minute walk to work,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
snow, rain, traffic.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, worst case scenario, too much snow. Well, thank God the driveway's sloped. A sled will get your ass right to
Right.
the other house.
pretty much.
Walking up, a little tougher, but going down, not so bad.
I tried skiing once. That didn't work out so good.
And you got the bedroom on the upper floor,
There you go,
so you
just
can
in
crash
case,
if it
you
gets
know.
you snowed in. No big
Yeah,
deal.
snowed in at
Right.
work.
Go take a nap. There's a beer refrigerator in there, which is of
Yeah.
course the all important.
Essential.
Yes,
But-
definitely
but
the
naps,
one appliance.
naps are kind of for punks, though, But every now and then, you got to be a little punky.
There you go. There you go. So we're sipping on a little Shorts Bel Air Brown, Shorts Brewery right here in Michigan, and this is a favorite of Ron's, so that's what he wanted to sip on. So cheers to you, brother. So cheers to everybody. A little booze to go with the bikes and the babes and the builders and the Erics. Thank you, brother. And the Marys. And the Chops and the Robs, but still no Eric. Still no Eric.
No. I saw him a little while ago, and he said he's going to be here.
He just didn't tell us which Monday.
Right.
8:48.
Oh, we're taking bets already?
I'm not even gonna pull the NS this
All right.
time.
I don't have a pen.
I usually go with
You got a
that
pen?
card.
Sweet.
9:10.
All right, 8:48 was it?
Yep.
Rob. We take bets to see if Eric will show up.
Love
will
to
show
bet.
up.
When and if.
Love to bet.
So we have an 8:48 from Rob. Oh, and if you win absolute. Oh, actually, you win a choice of cookie. Oatmeal chocolate chip or chocolate chip. And those are from the Cookie Project, which are awesome. We get those from Shielded Souls when they do the steak dinner every third Saturday of the month.
Too bad you
12
didn't bring in
bucks.
our award.
Oh, that's cool, but I do have pictures of it, so we
Yep.
can show that.
9:21 is my bet.
9:21, so says Jody Moe. Somebody else said, what, 9:10? Was that you, Chops? 9:10.
Sure.
Anybody else playing?
9:02.
9:15.
9:02 and 9:15. 9:02 from Scott. 9:15 says Ron.
This is Price is Right rules. Like
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it goes past that time, you're
9:22.
done.
9:22.
All right.
Oh,
So
can we do that, please? That would be so much fun.
usually we do what is it? The ukulele deal. The guy going up the mountain. Remember?
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's the one.
I love that one.
All right, so that 9:15 and 9:22 was Eric, and I'm gonna go for 9:49 because my experience is Eric shows up for when we smoke out in the alley after the show, so that'll probably be it. And Eric's not much of a drinker, so the beer won't coerce him to get here any earlier. Of course, if we had a whole bunch of Lipton sweet teas, we could probably line them up in the alley, and he'd show up quicker too. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If you could
So
line
anyway,
him all the
we'll
way
see.
to his house, you'd have a possibility.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Then he'd have a trail.
He drinks them fast enough.
Right. So we got all of our times in. We'll see what happens if Eric shows up. Hopefully he will. But until then, we've got substitute Eric here, so bonus.
Yep. Substitute Eric.
All right. So
Eric
and
with a C.
of course, also with us tonight, Miss Jody Moe from Thunder Roads, Michigan Magazine. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, we've had her on the show a few times in the past, but
Yeah.
this is only the second time live and in person of her 38 appearances. So it's terrific that she actually was able to get back in here to
Memorex.
join us tonight because it is more fun here. You know,
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
phone,
It
you know,
is.
it's
If
yeah.
we do have to honk our own hooters about it, yeah, it is. More
Yes.
fun here.
Yeah.
It really is more fun here. And then you added icing on the cake when you said that Ron was going to be here
Absolutely.
too. But I really have enjoyed just coming to the studio. It's way better than sitting out in my garage, you know, and talking to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is that where you do it? So you
Yeah.
make sure you have silence
Yes.
and nobody interrupts? That's
Got
cool.
good
Hides the
acoustics.
shame.
I love most people that call in will try and listen at the same time. They
Yeah.
don't realize there's a delay, and you hear them talking, and then you hear them talking again in the background. It's like, dude, go away from the broadcast. It's not working.
You're echoing.
Yeah, it's horrible. So, but
Can you
anyway.
hear me now? No.
Right. So Thunder Roads, we're back on a different schedule, so maybe
Yes.
you should tell people about that in case they haven't already been made aware.
So I am publishing 6 months out of the year. It just makes sense. I am publishing April through September issues. Those are the riding months, and so
Sad but true.
yes,
But that's the way it
sad.
is in Michigan.
Sad but true. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we can throw some Metallica in there too.
So April issue was the very first issue. I just sent May off to print. Another great month. June will kick off the Ride and Win contest.
Okay.
So we live in Michigan. We have to cram all of the exciting things and all of the events in just a few
Short
months.
space for sure.
So that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm doing too.
Dodge
So
the rain.
yes, I know.
That's
April
another
showers
problem.
bring May flowers. Yes.
Well, that's
So-
cool. I mean, it does make sense. It is the only time that we get to ride. But it was cool
Exactly.
that you expanded it still. And is that still part
yep,
of the program?
It
Okay.
still is. It still is. I'm looking for sales reps. I'm thinking about hiring at the colleges just to go out and, sell some
That's a pretty
ads
good idea.
because, you think about it, there should be car dealers in there. Everyone that lives in Michigan, you have to own a car or truck in order to survive in this state and get
I know a
around.
couple that don't and only own motorcycles.
Really? They're like the one and
Chuck
only.
Lonsby.
Do they ride in the middle of winter in the
The-
snow and
the-
everything?
and-
Do they have chains on their tires?
I don't know.
Well, Chuck Lonsby is one. And
I
Chuck
think we
Lonsby
should find them on the
knows
Redneck.
Chris
You just
Phillips.
flipped the magazine,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm looking
Port
at
Huron.
Redneck Engineering.
Yeah,
We
those
should
are
find
always
them
great.
there. They have some kind of spectacular motorcycle if they are still riding through the snow and ice. They can't have a daily 9 to
There's
5
a guy
job.
right around here. He's a clubber, and his name's Magoo. And
Yeah,
he's-
Magoo.
Yeah, he rides year round.
Yeah, he does.
Yep. If he's got somewhere to go, I see him on the east side in snowstorms.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
If he's got somewhere to go, he's going. you
Well,
know?
Chuck, too, up in the thumb,
Yep,
he's in
Chuck
Port
Lonsby.
Huron, which is what I started to mention with Chris Phillips, one of the
Right.
Finchmen, one of Ron's disciples. So they know each other, but Chuck Lonsby rides his 76 Shovelhead year round. And he's a parts delivery guy. So Mini Bike Mike, one of our buddies, said the best thing he ever saw is he got up to a light and Chuck Lonsby in about 6 inches of snow on his 76 Shovelhead delivering 4 tires. So you know how Chuck had him right around him. He looked like the Michelin Man with his arms sticking through 2 of them, 2 more stacked on top, 2 underneath, and he's driving down the road. on his
Next
snow.
time, have someone take a picture
my
of
God,
that
wouldn't
and
that be
share it
great?
with me for Redneck Engineering or a Thundercam or
he's
something. 'Cause
hilarious.
that is priceless.
Yep. And then not only is it his daily driver, but they have the Port Huron sand drags up in the thumb, and he takes his bike right off the street, pulls it right onto the track, and rips down the track all day until something breaks. Or he wins, one of the two.
Before the night's over.
So you got some
Yeah.
people on Facebook Live. Jody Cooper saying, "Hey there, brother Keith Groves, I see you."
Uh,
Jim Mucker, Ron always made crazy shit.
Jim Mucker is from Stevenson Cycle. He runs the counter
Jim
up there.
Samples says,
Jim
"Who's all
Samples
here
from-
broadcasting in the cave?" Craig Bogart, have Jody get by the clubhouse and see us.
Sweet. Craig Bogart from the Shielded Souls.
And
Bogey.
then Mason Scott says,
Thanks.
"Good idea, brother." I don't know what he was talking about. So
All
We had a
right.
good time with Bogey
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah, that was great. Yeah, Shielded Souls in New Boston at King Road and Middlebelt, southwest corner. Every third Saturday of the month, they have a steak dinner, baked potato, vegetable, bread, rolls, all the fixings for the baked potatoes. They got the bacon and the cheese and the scallions and all that stuff. Mushrooms and onions to cover your steak with. If you're not a red meat kind of person, you can do chicken instead. Everything all included, $12.
Wow.
Yep.
And it's a 16-ounce steak from
Where was
Eastern
that?
Market.
Where was that at again?
Shielded Souls Clubhouse. They are an
Nice.
LEMC, so Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club.
Sweet.
And just a great bunch of guys and gals over there, and we have a blast.
What
blast.
city?
Yeah, New Boston. They're at the corner of
Oh.
King Road and Middlebelt.
Oh,
But,
that sounds
I've
awesome.
got that up, Jim.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're
Nice.
always promoting them and talking about because we have a great time with them. We've done a few benefit dinners with them and stuff. Not that we just attended. I shouldn't say that we did it. Makes it sound like we were involved, but we were just
We were,
there.
we ate.
We were active participants. But so we've shown them some support, and they gave us a plaque the
Yeah, we
last
got-
steak dinner. So
Yep, we got the Brothers of Souls Award. And it says the Brothers of Souls Award is presented in appreciation for your outstanding support to the community and the Shielded Souls LEMC. This is awarded to Bikes, Babes, and Booze for 2019.
420.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
So and they said that was the first one they'd ever made in leather.
Can I-
They always did
Yeah,
wooden
so-
ones before.
Can I tell
so-
a quick story about 420?
Oh,
Oh!
it's a sparkler to damage
Oh
the
my
equipment.
gosh. Be careful. Keep your hair away. Oh.
Say what, Hooters?
Yay.
Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Happy birthday to you.
And And Ron.
Happy birthday, 200 years.
Oh yeah. That
We've been
too.
on the air since
Oh.
1862.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I remember when we had to go to the studio to go on live.
I remember when we had to walk 5 miles up a hill in a
Both
snowstorm.
Yep, both ways, yes.
So yeah,
absolutely.
great honor, honored.
Oh yeah, that was totally cool of them to do
deserve
that
it.
for us. I was totally unexpected. I had no
Yeah.
clue that that was going to happen, so it was really cool. But great bunch of people, and we've been working along with them and Downriver for Veterans, doing stuff with them too. So, which Mary, the young lady that's in here, or playing the photographer role, she is one of the volunteers and members of Downriver for Veterans. She's also on the Children for Hair Loss program. She's like super volunteer over there.
Yeah.
Got a cape a mile long. I don't know how she doesn't trip over it. But they're all great people on both sides of the fence. So
Yep.
really cool to be working with all those people too, and just plugging along, doing what we do.
Yep.
So
Getting-
We're loving
getting
it,
to
though.
meet great people along the way. I mean, everybody,
Absolutely.
You too. You know,
everybody else, yeah, there's just so many
yeah,
contacts
yeah,
we've made,
yeah,
and
you know,
it's just weird how that whole
Just that.
world is huge but small at the same time. It's like you go to events all over the country, and a lot of times you bump into people from your own backyard. You know, it's like I go to Sturgis. I saw a guy from my Motown chapter, my hog club, you know. 2 million people there, you know, and I'm crossing the street on the main drag in Sturgis, and hey, Alan Hosner, hey, hey.
you know, first time we went up to Doomtown and saw Chris and Mike, you know, for their spring fling, and you know,
Yep.
we ran into Randy McIntyre.
Right, guy we went to high school.
with.
Yeah, it was
I always say doing this. You know, this is 6 years we've been doing this Cave Radio thing, coming up here in July.
right.
And the bigger our world gets, the smaller it gets. Because the further you get out there and meet more people, it's like, oh man, we went to high school with this guy. And I'm like, how did you? I don't know that. You know,
Right.
and and like you said, everywhere we go, there's always someone, and it's always someone. Like the girl, I used to date this girl, and she's like, everywhere we go, you know someone. I'm like, well, I meet a new band every weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's just that.
6 degrees
Yep.
of separation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And you expand that realm of
Yeah.
separation or tighten that realm of
Crazy.
separation the more and more you're out there. But yeah, we've had a blast with this. It's been an awesome ride so
I'm glad
far.
that people stopped moving to Florida once they started coming into the studio here, because
Yeah,
we were on
we
a
had
roll
that.
there for a minute.
We had that record for a while. Wendell, first Chris Phillips was in here,
And
and
then
then
he
shortly
split.
thereafter he said, "I'm moving to Florida." And then Wendell Turner came in, and shortly thereafter he said, "I'm moving to Florida."
Oh, Wendell's in Florida now.
Wendell's in Florida. He's in Daytona Beach. Ron Harris kind of, I think, started that trek from Chop Docks, and he was in Waterford, and he was, I think, the first one of the Chop and Block
He was.
group to head that way. And then Chris followed suit, and then Wendell. And now Bobby James, the King of Shine, and his wife Tracy, they're down there. They have a house up here, too, but they go back and forth. But the others are down there permanently now. But everybody that's moved
Jennifer
down there, so they
Jackson
love
says
it.
hi, Jim.
Jennifer Jackson, hi.
Ed Pinkston and Brian Sidney both said 420. Yes.
Yeah, Ed Pinkston, that's Pinky from Shielded Souls. Brian, of course, we know.
Oh yeah.
And who was the other one? I can't remember now.
Jennifer Jackson.
Brian Sidney.
Oh, yeah, and Jennifer Jackson. Jennifer Jackson I used to work with at the Excalibur many moons ago. So,
Gary Moeller's famous spot.
Yes. Yeah, that was a trip. Everybody
So-
knows that story, right?
Quick story about 420.
Oh, all right.
My daughter was born on 420,
Oh yeah.
and she turned 13 on 420. And it was funny because a few months ago, she's like, "Mom," she's 12. "Mom, did you know that my birthday is on like National Pot Day, and also it's Hitler's birthday too?" And I was like, "Emily, it's your birthday. Just disregard all those other things. It's your birthday, sweetie. It's not, you know." And so yeah, but she was born on 420.
Well,
It's
you
very
have-
hard not to celebrate.
It started almost 13 years ago.
I may have still celebrated incognito.
I
Without
liked
her
when
knowing.
you were telling us about your birthday and growing up and how
devil's
your dad used to say,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
all
right.
that is
Yeah.
for you.
Right. I was born on the 4th of July. My daughter was born on National Pot Day. Boy, we're lucky. We're just lucky.
No matter what, other than cake candles, shit's getting lightened up on their birthdays.
My grandson was born on Devil's Night.
See?
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Yet
till he gets
another
home.
day, stuff's getting lit up.
Yeah.
More lighters
my
going
God.
than an
I
80s
think,
concert.
well, since I don't have a birthday on a holiday, I think having that would be great because you got an excuse to party every year. You know?
And you
Right.
always have the day off. 4th of
Depends on the
July,
holiday,
nobody has to
yeah.
work.
And everybody's partying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It
Mine's
depends on the
close to
choices.
Memorial
They're
Day,
limited.
so it bounces year to year. So I hit Memorial Day some, but it's,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's into the weekend or close enough. So.
Nice.
Every so many years, mine falls on Thanksgiving Day. Talk about a drag to have your birthday on a holiday. Fucking Turkey Day. You don't
Turkey
even get to pick your
tetrazzini.
dinner on your birthday. What the fuck?
All you want to do is sleep.
Exactly.
No matter what, you're getting tryptophan delight tonight.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Comatose. Turkey comatose.
Yeah, it does do that too, man. It's all them carbs, man.
Yeah.
They just put you out. Put you out. So, yeah, it's great to have everybody in the house. Thanks again for joining us. Ron, things have changed a little bit from you from the bike perspective, more into the art realm, I would think, as of late.
Yeah, I'm still welding, still painting, so
Yeah.
it's kind of on the same wavelength. And I enjoy it. I mean, like when you finish a bike, you say, okay, I accomplished that or whatever. And the art's kind of the same thing.
Right.
But it's not the same. I mean, a motorcycle is more important than squirrely here, you know?
Well, it's just all about perspective. Some people, can't ride a bike.
That's
so
true.
this is exactly where they would gravitate to. So it's great that you have a different outlet.
And they could have 2 air cleaners.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
See?
you got to start somewhere.
It's art and it's parts.
Yeah.
So like I said, we were at your place earlier, and your place is amazing. It's
Thank you.
absolutely wonderful to be in there, and it is really cool. And I'd love to come back several different times. So
I
we
don't
can,
know why you wouldn't.
Exactly. It's like a show that really never ends because I'm sure you're going to add to it
It changes.
in our absence as well. But I'd love to get back out there and see all the stuff. But you've got an art fair coming up where some of your stuff will be on display
Yeah,
where
it's
people
going to
could
be
check it out.
downtown Pontiac. It's May 3rd from 5 to 10. And I don't know, it's just something that they're trying there. They've tried a lot of things downtown Pontiac. And, it's just throughout the years, it just keeps going down. But then, it's starting to come back a little
Pontiac's
bit.
making a comeback right now.
And so is
It really
the
is.
toilet. I mean, yeah, that's what I said.
Right, Detroit.
Yeah.
I knew where you were going. He said Detroit. It was just a technical malfunction.
Revibe in the microphone.
Right.
Checking out your itsy bitsy little spider over here.
Yeah,
It's
and
pretty
they're
cool.
and
Keep
that's
that
another
thing over there.
yeah, and that's another thing too.
He does
is I
look
noticed,
friendly, though. I must
He does.
admit.
It's the eyes.
But
Really
all
very
of Ron's
welcoming.
art is all different scale too. It's not like it's all little pieces. It's not
Yeah.
all big pieces. There's stuff in all different facets. And I like the
He is very-
big flower thing you were doing
Oh, yeah.
in the shop.
Yeah, I'll have
Start-
it done in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it all. It's
That's
so
awesome.
it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's,
Everything.
and it's just
so
amazing. I mean, you start looking at it, and then you see all the parts that he used to make it, and then that brings you in even further
Look at
because
that
there's all these
horse
different things.
over
Yeah,
there. I
Of
mean, that
course.
is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I like the forks for the mane.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's just so creative. You know?
I like this guy over here on the right.
Yeah, the little pterodactyl birdie
fly-
thingy, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever he's called.
be your friend?
Huh?
Do you want him to be your friend?
That's Toothy Tom.
Toothy Tom.
It's like anywhere in the room, he's always looking at you.
I know. It's like this Elvis painting that my parents had in the bedroom downstairs. I would go in there and I would move left to right, and I swear to God, the eyes were always following me.
The dreaded Velvet Elvis.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God.
Velvet Elvis.
Yeah. The Velvet Elvis.
I went to a Halloween party once, and there was a dude that had the Elvis jumpsuit, but only from the waist up.
Dude, that was my
Okay.
boy Jay Gatsby.
And what's that?
It was my friend Jason Gadsby. He made it was Velvet Elvis in a painting.
Yeah.
He had the painting
Uh-huh.
thing around him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
was my boy
painting
Jason.
behind him.
Yep.
And then he had like a black cloth around his waist so you couldn't see his legs.
Yep.
And he had the microphone in his hand. He kept walking
Yeah,
around like
it-
this, but he had the picture frame, the big
Yep.
gaudy
Big old gold picture
70s
frame. Yeah, that was my
picture
boy.
frame.
That was my
And
boy.
it went through. He had made a contraption in his belt loops to hold it in place.
Yep.
And then he pulled the velvet up behind him and attached it to the back of the frame. And so it looked like he was on the picture. I was
Painting
like,
Elvis. Painting
Yeah.
Elvis is what he went.
so I was like, dude, that is great. Where's the rest of them? And he's like, what? And I go, where's the dogs playing poker? I want the other velvet gas station painting surrounding you. Where are the dogs playing
There'd be an
poker?
awesome costume lineup. Get people.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was years ago at a little hall right here on 5 Mile that we went to.
That was my boy Jay.
Yeah, with Gordy from The Crap.
Really?
Yeah,
That was a
before
long time
before
ago.
he got
Indian-
kicked out or banned permanently
guy?
from The Crap. Yes.
Indian guy? Yeah.
Yeah, Gordy.
That was
Yeah.
our hall party. It was on Plymouth. It was the Indian Hall on
Was
Plymouth.
it Plymouth?
It was the Indian Hall
You're
on
right.
Plymouth
Just gonna
Road.
steal your
You're
thunder.
right.
That was
no
my
matter
boy.
what.
That was my friend. We
Wow.
were
Thunder.
literally the other night we were talking. Me and Al were at a bar, and we were talking about something. And the Velvet Elvis, the Velvet
20 years ago.
yeah, the Velvet Elvis. Yeah, we used to throw parties with Gordy all the time.
That is funny. What is see?
Small world.
Told
6
ya.
degrees of separation. I
Told
told you.
ya. Crazy stuff. Just never know what's going to happen. So, what about any other shows coming up? Are you You're going to Sturgis this year
Going to Sturgis.
because a very big, huge congratulations,
Wow.
inducted into the Hall of Fame in Sturgis.
So, yeah, I'm going there, you know.
That's going to be a lot of hoopla.
Yeah. And as soon as it's over, I'm going to Needles Highway, you know. And,
Got
you
to.
know,
It's
get
beautiful.
some riding in. And you got to go to, you know, the canyon and
Right.
everywhere. You know?
Now, what bike would you opt to take out there? Have you decided yet?
Yeah, it's one
Okay.
I ride most of the time. It's called Winging a Prayer.
Okay.
It's an orange bike right now. It's got a kick motor, 120 cubic inch, runs really good, you know. And,
I would think so.
Is any of it? Is it up
And,
here on your bike wall here?
No, it's not.
Nope.
No.
But almost everything else is.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
nice little.
No.
There's the sidecar that the
Yeah, that's
crazy lawyer was in.
very cool.
So,
No, it's not up there. But it's okay.
Yep.
It goes down the road.
It's in his place. I swear I saw it today.
Yeah.
And I should have been riding it today, but
And where's
I was
there's
busy.
gotta be that awesome truck. That was 82.
that was called Trilogy.
Trilogy?
Oh wow.
And the reason it's Trilogy is there's 3 of everything: 3 fenders, 3 loops in the front end, 3 holes in the front end, 3 horns, 3, you know, on and on.
Kickstands.
3 tanks, 2 gas tanks, 1 oil tank.
That's pretty sweet.
And that's the one the battery had to go in behind the
Yeah,
leather seat,
but
right?
yeah. When I originally bought it, like Triumphs have that capacitor for the spark. Well, it broke, and rather than get another one, I just put a battery in it, which
that thing-
actually starts better.
My goodness.
I think sweet.
Yeah. Everything Ron does is sweet.
And that
Yes.
I never had a sidecar before, so I figured I got to have one, you know.
Absolutely.
And I've probably ridden about 35 people in it. And what's kind
the
of
hell
cool
is that?
about it, when you look
I
down,
haven't seen
That's
that
the
one.
monster bike.
Oh,
that
man.
that is made from a part of a plane engine, the radial motors that would run
Holy
a
shit,
prop
dude.
engine.
Pratt
There's-
Whitney.
Yeah, there's 2 of those. Pratt Whitney and Wright Cyclone were probably the 2 largest makers of radial engines, but these are Pratt Whitneys.
It's
So, yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
That
if-
bike is
yeah.
enormous.
Yeah, you sit on that and you are
can't.
basically at
You have
pickup
to-
truck level.
Yeah, yeah, you have to
above.
Like, really.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like,
climb.
Above the
Chandler's Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, right there you go.
So you talk about the sidecar thing because that's funny. My mom has a sidecar, and I grew up riding in a sidecar, and so you always wanted to have a sidecar.
You know, if you don't have something, you want to build something, you got to build something a little different.
Oh my God! Look at that.
And,
think it's sweet.
The
That is
floorboard
So awesome.
on the when you're sitting in the sidecar is open, you know. So you look down and the pavement's going under you, you know.
Holy crap.
That might
It
set
gives
scare
you
crap
an
out of me.
illusion that you're actually going faster than you
Oh
are.
my
It's
God.
like that
And,
go-kart thing.
Well, yeah, exactly, like go-karts. And I used to race go-karts, matter
I
of
love the
fact.
cow catcher on the front, too.
Yeah.
Just in case. You
Well,
know?
you never know when
If
that
you
cow's
need to-
going to get out
That's
there.
right.
You
You
know?
know, you might as
might
well
jump
have
right
that.
over the fence or the moon.
So there isn't a bottom.
cows
There
mini
isn't a
babies
bottom.
And the mini
Small
cows.
dog.
There's
It
a
could be
bottom,
mini
but you
Oh,
don't
look,
see
it looks
right
like
through
it's
it.
yeah, it looks like
It's
it's
like-
slatted,
like
slotted.
50%
So
looking
up towards
through.
the front.
Right.
And other
Yeah, it's metal
steel.
with nothing
Holy
solid,
crap.
which is identical in theory to his deck. If you go out on the upper
Yeah.
level of his house onto his deck, it's all steel parts and
Oh,
stuff welded together, but you can
so
look straight down to the
crazy.
sidewalk below you and everything
Yeah.
else because there's nothing solid. Which
Right,
is
and
so
people that are
cool.
afraid of the heights, they won't even get
I
out.
know,
They'll-
it's
they'll-
terrific,
they'll
isn't it?
Start to step out. And, no, I ain't going out there. You know?
When we
I'll
cross
look
the
from
Mac,
afar.
I always look down while we're riding. I always
Yeah.
do. I can't help
Yep.
it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like going across the Mackinac Bridge, you know.
Looking through the
If you
grating.
can do about 60 or 70 and look down, it's just like you're floating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah. Great stuff.
So amazing.
But like I said, I mean, you.
It's about time. I have to say, it's about time that they inducted you into the Motorcycle Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
It
you.
should have been a long time ago, but I am so very proud of you. Like, that's like, mama talk. But hey, we're from Michigan.
We are,
And,
and,
so I'm so very proud.
And, there's
Wow.
a little politics involved, I'm sure,
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
okay.
I want you to know that I'm going to be doing a feature in one of the upcoming issues of Thunder Roads on you. I am just so
Yeah,
honored to
I heard about it my
call
own
you
self.
my friend. Yeah, Detroit Hank Iron Cowboys is
Right.
purchasing a page in the magazine. I'm going to pair that, though, with an article about you because you're so amazing. Just you in general, but all that you've done. And I'm just honored to call you my friend.
Thank you.
But also to know you so well as a person. And so I just thank you for everything that you have done. And it's about time.
Thank you.
That's
again.
awesome.
So,
Yeah,
yay,
big.
yay.
That's awesome. So you heard her here first, a full-page ad, all dedicated to bikes, babes, and booze, with a wallet-sized little blurb about Ron Finch in the
Right.
lower corner.
That's the one.
I thought it was a full spread centerfold Ron was doing in the.
Oh my gosh!
Did I
Put your
hear it wrong?
bikini on. We're gonna turn it into the pull-out calendar.
Now that's a
Oh my! The
That-
ladies
now that-
Kid likes being
like.
naked.
Scott, I'll do the
No, I
centerfold.
Scott
just
is-
drop trout for the
Scott's
comic
gonna
validity
wear
of
some
it.
chapless.
Is that
chaps with, oh my! I can't
I
even
found some
talk.
Captain
Is
Crunch
that Ron
boxers
Finch?
that are gonna
Nope,
be
that's
a
Toothy
winner.
Tom.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my lord, that's so funny. Wow.
So maybe we should take a break.
Yep, I was
Because we're
say
going to have to get a hold
8:48,
of
I'm
Wendell
out.
Turner. We got to get him on the air from Daytona. And we're going to take a little bit of a lengthy break. It's going to be a couple songs, maybe 3 or so.
I got about 15 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because we've got a video that we want to show Ron because him being bike builder extraordinaire, we want to show him the new technology that we found
Yeah, I wanna
on
see
this
what he
bike build
thinks.
and get his opinion on it. And then we'll post the video on our Facebook page because nobody, of course, is going to be able to see it. But on Facebook Live, we'll try and have that running too so everybody can get a glimpse of it before they watch it.
What the name of the video is, they can go and watch it.
And we'll do that when we return because I have no friggin' clue what the name of the video is.
Okay.
Finn,
Because I
Tip,
can't
Terry.
remember right now.
Who's your
but
Sean?
Brian Fuller, right? Yeah.
Terry.
All right.
Tip,
We'll
Terry.
be back in a
Finn.
minute with more
And
Bikes, Babes, and Booze with Jim and Scott
Scott.
right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. down, babe. Lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. She kicked out my windshield, she hit me over the head. She cussed and cried and said I'd lied and wished that I was dead. Lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. Here we go. I see you every night, baby, I woo you every day. I'll be your regular daddy if you'll put that gun away. Lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. I was drinking beer in a cabaret and dancing with a blonde. Until one night she shut out the lights and bang, that blonde was gone. Oh, lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. A pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. Where's that gal with the big dress on? Some folks call her Dinah. Stole my heart away from me way back in Louisiana. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Now I always wear a big old smile. Never ever do look sour. We travel around the country, making music by the hour. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Now the little bee picks the flower, and that big bee gets the honey. The dark man picks the cotton, and the white man gets the money. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Drinking beer in a cabaret, and was I having fun? Until one night she shot out the lights, now I'm on the run. I'll lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. A pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. Now there goes Kenny Kins, he always had his fun. With some lead she shot him dead, his honking days are done. I'll lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. A pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down.
Me and my sister used to run our miles about growing up and getting out. We're both still living in the same damn house, and there ain't nobody going nowhere. My old man Frankie just turned 58. Talks retirement, tells my mama someday they can't make it on that 401k. So there ain't nobody going nowhere. We're a family, American style. Hard hats in the steel mills, farmers on the ground. We're all in this together, every mother, man, and child. We're family, American style. I got an uncle down in Tennessee. Had him a good job building GMCs. He got the news, that plant is headed overseas. And there ain't nobody going nowhere. My main man Mikey's living on my couch. I moved my girlfriend in my mama's house. Hey man, the bank's trying to throw everybody out, but there ain't nobody going nowhere. We're a family, American style. From the hard hats in the steel mill to the farmers on the plows. We're all in this together, every mother, man, and child. We're a family, American style. And oh, the red, white, and blue. Hey, it was built on both sides, me and you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To all the good folks working overtime, and all you soldiers on the battle lines, just know I got your back. Hell, I know you got mine. Yeah, yeah, we're a family, American style. If you feel the way I do, stand up and say hello. Yeah, 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 we're a family, American style. Hard hats in the steel mills, farmers on the plow. We're all in this together, every mother, man, and child. We're a family, American style. Oh, 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 we're a family, American style. Yeah, 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 we're a family,
Got a pair of fuzzy dice from the rear view mirror. 1974 Nova stuck up high in third gear. I got nothing passing by me but the cows, the corn, and the land. Well, the sign says 60 bucks. I don't care. When a man makes his mind up, it's the best bet not to dare. So I'm going to Kansas with a gun in my hand. Well, the first time that I saw her, it was roses and rain. But I could see beneath the surface it was problems and pain. So I asked her about her troubles. She told me it was her man. She said he was a mean man of considerable build. She said if I went to him, then surely I'd be killed. So I'm going to Kansas with a gun in my hand. Well, her skin shone bright like a baby's newborn breath as she rose up on
Farmington Hills on Haggerty, just south of 10 Mile. Family owned and operated since 2007. Mufflers, tires, brakes, transmissions, big or small, we do it all. Call 248-888-9406 or go to www.griffinsautoclinic.com. That's 248-888-9406 for all your auto needs. Also, visit their Facebook page, Griffin's Neighborhood Auto Clinic, for coupons each month. Griffin's Auto Clinic, your place for all your auto repairs.
That's right, everybody. It's the A-Team. Actually, it's Bikes, Babes, and Booze with Jim and Scott right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
It's more
You
beef.
get
But we were
You're
brought
better.
in by the A-Team music.
A lot of
so.
200 episodes and you're getting better, man. You're almost there.
I know. And once I get there, I'll fuck it up and I'll have to start over.
That's right. That's right.
But he kicked it up a little bit on the speed on that, so I was kind of off. On
Yeah, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I'm always throwing curveballs. It's the way to
something
keep
like that.
Scott paying attention. So awesome time so far. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So while we were on the break, we watched this little video. Brian Fuller is a bike builder out of Georgia. I don't know if that's his original stomping grounds, but that's where his shop is in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And he's been redoing paying homage to the 1929 Majestic, which was a French motorcycle that had hub-centric steering, so a little bit different, kind of like that of a Bimota Tezzy, if you're familiar with that, with the front swing arm style and a bearing going through, a hub-centric bearing
What time
going
is that?
through.
What time is it?
What time is it?
It's 9:08. Holy moly, who's got 9:08?
Chops.
9:08.
I just heard him then up the door open.
Chops is the closest, 9:10. Chops got it.
All right.
We had Ron right behind him at 9:15. Chops, you win a cookie.
Yep, and to present you with absolutely nothing, Eric.
That's right. He's here. Our other vowel.
Mr. America.
Now there's two E's in here, so we are now the jerks.
The
jerks.
Oh, wait for the camera, Eric.
Jerks.
Yes. You're live and in person. Yeah, Facebook Live, baby. Eric's going to stand there for the remainder of the show.
Oh, hey, you're blocking me. Come on.
Don't blink.
All right, so hard to believe he's actually in the house. But
Yes.
we were talking with Ron about Brian Fuller's project, this 2029 Majestic is what he's calling it. Kind of cool, kind of
I thought it
different.
was.
You know, it's got some old school bike building
Yeah.
parts to it where they're actually fabbing and handcrafting and using the English wheel and hammering out the metal. But then the other part of it was those more intricate parts where they're doing the titanium 3D printing of the parts.
Amazing.
It is amazing. It's crazy.
It is
Yeah, it's
totally amazing. Like technology in that short a time. I mean, everybody back when they welded it, they ground it, they filed it, they, metal finished it, painted it, and they're doing it out of titanium. You don't even have to paint it.
Right.
You can polish it, and it comes out almost polished right from the get-go.
right.
And I mean, it's just. It takes away from the craftsmanship, I think, to a degree.
I agree.
The guy
Yeah.
that can do it in his garage, the old-fashioned way, I would have more respect for the person.
Absolutely.
Me too.
That you say, okay, I'm going to go talk to this machine. This machine's going to do it for me.
Right. Yep.
It's not really like an employee.
Exactly.
Handcrafted versus robotic. Hurry up
Right,
and
it's-
get it freaking done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
So it's-
mean, it would be like, okay, this bird, we'll say, okay. I mean, it's just not the same. you
Right.
know?
Right. It's kind of like saying, yeah, my buddy Ron built this bird, but I can trace it.
Oh, you can trace it, and no doubt you wouldn't have any welds, and it could be metal fish. You could have radiuses coming out of the body.
What's
of the
happening? You're
blade.
on the air with Bikes,
What?
Babes, and Booze. Who's this?
Like babes and who's, I'm trying to get a hold of the Wayne County Nervous Hospital.
Wendell Turner, what's
Well,
up, brother?
Just your luck. You called the right number.
Yes, we operate both. How's it going, brother?
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
We were talking.
Doing good.
We were talking about all you guys that made the transition out of Michigan and down to Florida, and how that's all worked out for you.
Yeah, well, I might become a snowbird.
Oh, the back and forth plan, huh?
I figure, do like a 8 and 4 or something,
There you go.
Have you endured a Florida summer?
Oh yeah, he's been down
So
there for
yeah,
6
I
years.
think that's a smart
I'd
plan to
I'd
come back
personally like to have him come back
in
for
the
a month.
Florida
Yeah.
summers because it's way too hot down there in Florida during the summer.
It gets a little warm, that's for sure.
Unless, of course, you're a fan of Strokes.
And hurricanes.
No, not at all. The only fan of Strokes I like is a ceiling fan, the strokes it makes blowing the air on me.
Absolutely.
So how are you, brother? It's great to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
I'm
It's our-
doing good, man. I'm doing all right.
and
Got
thanks,
another little project.
thanks for the care package too, bro. I got the stickers and the new shirt. I like the new design. Very, very cool.
I got
Yeah,
a rock.
something different, Working out another one.
Sweet. Got-
Yeah, so
You got a project going on right now? Bike wise, that would be?
I just picked up a 1982 FXRS.
Okay.
Familiar with that? It's an 80-inch shovel head with a 5-speed chain drive.
Okay. Sweet.
It's so much like the bike Mike's got, that FXR he's got.
Right, right.
But double one, so 3-year motorcycle gets pretty half-ass rare, kind of sought after. But I bought it
Half-ass
as a
rare.
master case.
That's
Gonna
an
ask
industry
ya.
term.
Everything's going away except for the motor.
Oh, okay. Just using the
I don't know
engine.
if Yeah, I'm just going to use the motor out of it.
What are you going to do for a frame?
76 shovel head frame swing arm.
Oh.
I'm going to run a swing arm.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's going to be like something.
Something special.
I got a little plan in my head, so
That's how it
It'll be
always
a-
is with you. Nothing on paper, all in your brain.
Right. So yeah, I'm putting the Evo 5-speed in it.
Okay.
That's the only thing fancy, I guess.
Fancy. Well, that's cool. Now, is that for a particular
We're going to
build?
upgrade to an old school 5-speed.
Now, is that for a particular build or show, or is that just for shits
That's
and
just-
giggles?
Just something to do because I said I was all done building them, and I can't stop.
Yay.
That retirement thing, that didn't work out so good.
Yeah, retirement doesn't work out for you kind of guys.
I hurt my back. A couple weeks ago, and it's been pretty bad.
Oh, that
And
sucks.
I was laid up. Yeah, I was laid up for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and
Bummer.
it like to kill me, man. Bored to death,
Yeah.
not being able to do anything. So that was my retirement. I'm done retiring.
All right.
Welcome back.
Well, welcome back to the workforce.
Yeah, we're taking care of business.
Well, that's
Note
cool.
to stop. Note to self: do not stop moving. Do not stop working. That's
Right.
that's when you die. Like you need to work all the time.
Body in motion.
Exactly.
Who am I speaking with?
That's Jody Moe.
I'm Jody
Oh,
Moe. Yep, owner. of
Thunder Road
Thunder,
Girl?
yes. I'm not trying to boss you around or nothing. That's just how I am.
I hear you.
And Ron
I've
Finch
met-
is up here
or
with
I've
us
met you
too.
at West Branch.
Oh God, West Branch. I missed that rally.
Wendell, how you doing?
Wow. Hey, I hear Ron Finch.
Yes, you do.
In living color.
I was dreaming, man.
I could have been a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, hey, I haven't had one yet. So I'm doing all right. How's Ron doing?
Ron's doing well.
Good. Glad
Ready to start riding. The weather's
Yeah.
been bad up here. The rain, whatever. We're not going to talk about the weather.
Right. Well, hey, he's got good days, bad days. I don't know.
It's finally
Just
turning
that time of
around.
year.
Yep, it's finally making the turnaround. It's getting a little nicer out here.
Mm-hmm.
Scott,
Yeah,
and I,
yeah.
Scott and I went out to Ron's place today and checked out the museum and had our fun walking through all the cool levels of art.
The
In
story.
every-
Oh yeah, I've never been there myself. He won't let me in.
Well, you know that I would.
Just say the secret word, right?
I'm gonna
Just-
come visit you, Ron. I'll come visit
Well,
you.
I'm not going to give you a gold platter with an invitation or anything.
you just got to know the
I don't
secret
need- you got
password.
red rug or something, don't you? You throw out the front yard.
There is a sign in the front that says "Everybody welcome except Wendell Turner needs permission." So just make a phone call when you get to the driveway.
Yeah, report to the office. That's something.
Yep. Well, thanks for being part of our 200th episode because you were a big part of this show to get things started when you had built the 39 Knucklehead that eventually made its way out of your hands and into the dude down in New Jersey and then finally over to Dale Waxler in Maggie Valley at Wheels Through Time Museum to get raffled off a little while
Yeah,
later.
that's pretty cool, yeah.
And that's how
And
that's
one
how our
motorcycle
whole
brought this all together.
yeah, that's how really all this started because I read basically I had read about the bike being raffled off for Maggie Valley for Wheels Through Time Museum, and then it basically gave you accolades in that it was built by builder Wendell Turner out of South Lyon, Michigan, and I'm like, I don't know who Wendell Turner is. And I told Scott, I said, hey, do you know Wendell Turner? And Scott's like, yeah, I know Wendell. He's at all the shows and all that. And so, well, I want to meet the guy. I want to talk to him about this 39 Knucklehead he built. And that's how it all started. Was I was tracking you down at Gibraltar Trade Center, which sadly also is no more, and no more bike shows down there. But it was great to finally cross paths with you and meet with you. And I remember calling you on the phone and. I was like, hey, we're just kind of starting out. We're doing this motorcycle show, and, we heard about your bike and was wondering if you'd like to be on it. And you were like, what's the name of it? And I'm like, Bikes, Babes, and Booze. And you were like, hell yeah, I'll be there. I was like, all right, this guy's cool. He's right on.
Sweet.
So, yep. And the rest is history. So it's been great to have you along the way, Wendell. We've always had a blast with you on the show with us and partying with you down there in Florida.
I remember the early days. They were They were different than they are nowadays.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
Indeed.
just a wee bit.
I had to grow up a little bit,
Why?
I don't know. I haven't.
I knew that was bullshit.
yeah. So anyway, well, hey man, I'm glad you invited me to call in here tonight to you guys on your 200 show. Congratulations, and Ron, you take care. I'm gonna come see you when I get back to Michigan, which is gonna be very shortly.
Good. And shame on you if you don't.
Yeah.
I gotta bring an old panhead up there for Jim. He's gonna buy it off of me.
Sweet.
All right, bring up Crazy Horse. I'm ready.
You won the lottery?
I'm ready to sell it to you. I need to move on.
That's perfect. I've got 6 shiny nickels for a down payment.
Keep working.
That'll work.
Keep working. Keep active.
Yeah, better get back to serving them steaks up, buddy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Caught my attention with that.
Hey, Wendell, thanks for everything, brother. It's always awesome to talk to you, and I can't wait to see if you make it up here, and we'll have to get together and ride, and we should definitely make plans
show
to
you
head
where
out to
Ron
Ron's.
lives.
Yeah, and Ron told us there's a kick-ass barbecue place right by his place, so maybe we could all do lunch together or something.
There you go. Sounds good.
Sweet.
I know a guy's got a bunch of shovel heads. I can borrow one and take off on it.
There you go. There you go.
Fix it first.
I will talk to y'all
See
soon,
ya.
man.
All right. All right, whatever shovelhead you think you're going to borrow, don't forget you have to fix it first. It's Michael's.
You're probably right. Or during or after, or all three.
Yeah,
What do you mean fix
exactly.
it first? Before,
Or
during, and
during
after?
and after.
Right. All right, Wendell, take it easy, brother. Love you.
Take care, brother. Me too.
All right, we'll talk to
Have
you
a good one.
soon. See ya.
Later.
Wendell Turner, Turner Cycle Shops, Daytona Beach, Florida. Now permanent resident, the Grand Floridian that he is.
Yes.
Along with all those other bums that moved down there. God bless them. They're lucky. You know, they seem to like it down there. It's year-round shows and festivals and stuff like that. You know, their Thunder Roads magazine can run year-round.
Yes, indeed, it does.
Or actually, maybe in Florida they run from September to April because
Right, yeah, it's
nobody
so
wants to
hot.
ride in the heat.
I
yeah.
know.
Everybody else is up here.
It's 200
Yeah.
degrees exactly. The
Yeah.
snowbirds.
Yep.
Well, that's what
Exactly.
Wendell was saying. He might just end up playing that game. Who knows?
Oh, that's
He won't
great.
be getting in that house in New Hudson because that's an insurance agency now. His old house it's
Nice.
turned into an insurance agency. So, yeah, crazy stuff. But who knows? I'm sure he would be happy sleeping on the steps of the New Hudson Inn because then it'd be just a short walk to get a beer every
Right.
morning.
Nice. Fun.
There's plenty of places to live around there.
Oh yeah, there is. There is. So lots of cool stuff. So Ron, again, thanks for everything too today, brother. It was
Oh,
great
no
to
problem.
visit you.
Great
Like I say,
hospitality.
you're
Awesome.
welcome
Yeah, thanks
anytime.
for your hospitality and for walking us around and letting us check out the place and all the great stories. I know there's so much more
Oh.
that you can tell us, so we could be frequent visitors and still never get them all.
Right.
You wouldn't.
So yeah, but the arsenal of stuff you've got in that basement too for projects was unbelievable.
Well,
it really was. You got a ton of stuff to play with.
Naturally, I've been collecting for a while, and then a lot of times people will bring me stuff, and they think
Right.
that, oh, I can use this. And, you know, sometimes it's not so good, but you still got to take it because the next time it might be good.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I got, I don't know if you noticed all the meat grinders up in the
Yeah.
big room there.
Okay, right.
Well, that's how I kind of got them. I was building these little sculptures. They were like for a great room or something in a house. I'd use an air compressor motor and a meat grinder for the carburetor. You know,
Okay.
so people thought I was collecting them. Oh, Ron, look what I found you. That's brand new meat grinder. Well, okay, but you know, and so that's how I acquired all them.
Right.
You know, there's I don't know 50 of them. You know, so if you ever need a meat grinder, anybody, I'll be
Serial
happy to
number
donate it.
32.
to the cause.
Ron Finch, bike builder, artist,
And-
T-shirt dealer, and meat grinder purveyor.
Connoisseur.
Buy your meat grinders, buy your T-shirts, all at Ron's. Whatever you like. But some of the art, I mean, that you brought is just, you know, a minuscule representation of what you got because the house is just filled with stuff. And the whole upper level is pretty much almost all for sale stuff, right?
It is.
Up on the upper
Yep.
level there?
And naturally, everything for sale here, you know, I mean, for
Absolutely.
a small nominal fee.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
But the stuff, I mean, it is great, and I love the fact that, like I said, it's all different sizes. So of course, all different price points too. So
Right.
everybody can really get what they want. You know, something small and something petite, or something really big and grand, and something to really.
If you
show
would like
off.
to buy something from Michigan's newest motorcycle Hall of Fame inductee, seriously, you should. You can buy.
But he's the same guy.
I know, but that's just, it's about time. I say it's about time.
Thank
You're
you.
so humble, but you deserve this. So, and you could buy
Absolutely.
his artwork as well.
Yeah. So when is that Pontiac show again? That's coming up soon, right?
May 3rd.
May 3rd. Okay.
Yep.
And that's in Pontiac.
Yeah.
From 5 to 9 or somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's how the video went.
5 to 9, 5 to 10.
Okay.
And I'm at the Lafayette Market, which is the extreme north of town.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, there was a
And they're
video.
going to have wine tasting there.
Oh,
and
look at
beer.
All
Boy.
right, Jim.
Look at
Yeah, bring your brown paper bag.
Right. And a thermos.
There, yes. All right, so Ron had a video about this art show that's coming up, so we'll make sure to share that on our Facebook page too. So facebook.com/bikesbabesbooze. If you haven't already been there, please give us a like, follow the page, check out all the cool stuff. We'll be posting pictures about everything we're talking about tonight, videos in regards to Ron going to the art show in Pontiac and when and where that is and all the dates and times and all that good stuff. So you can follow along and get out there for the show. So hopefully everybody can make it out for that. And if you're ever at the swap meets, are you going to any swap meets in the near future?
Nothing coming up.
Nothing coming up soon? Okay. So I think the next one is
Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids, and then we have May 12th, Mother's Day, I think is in Midland, isn't it?
I'd like to talk about that one if I could a little bit.
All right.
So May 12th, there is
Permission granted.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, your next upcoming swap meet will be April 28th in Grand Rapids at the Deltaplex. It's from 10 to 4. The next really big event that you want to mark your calendars for and come and check out is in Midland at the Midland County Fairgrounds. In fact, it's the 39th annual Mother's Day swap meet. If your mother isn't around, then I'm sorry. You can come to the swap meet. If she is, you should bring her. And come and check out the Ride-In Bike Show. And it's Midland is a very small town, but it's a pretty fun event. It's very small, but you'll find that it's a fun time. So come and check that one out on May 12th, Mother's Day. We have Ohio Bike Week coming up, but we don't really want to talk. I know we don't really want to talk about that. So just look at the Thunder Roads page or website to see more details about that, because we're talking about Michigan things.
There you go.
And
Thunder
now
Roads,
I'm going
Michigan.
to play narcolepsy.
Yes. If you want to find out about Ohio, just look in the Thunder Roads Flatlanders section. Other than that, like Jody said, Saturday, April 27th, 38th Annual Grand Rapids Custom Motorcycle Show and Swap Meet, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., adults $9, and there will be cash prizes and
April
trophies for
28th.
the bike show,
April 20th.
which could be participation trophies, you know. What's that? Date?
That's a kill
28th
thing.
this weekend.
Now you got me.
She said 28th. You said 27th.
It's Saturday, April 27th, because this past Saturday was 420. So it's this Saturday,
7 days.
right?
Right.
Or is it Sunday the 28th?
Let's hold for an intermission, and we shall check the ad. We could
Hastings all over
we
again.
could talk about something else for a moment.
Yeah, we'll see
because-
what happens.
So you have to understand that I'm looking at
Go out
April
there on the
magazine.
27th, and if there's nothing going on, just go
Come back the
back.
next day.
24 hours later.
Go
Okay.
on website Paragon's Promotion.
Saturday,
Like Groundhog's
April
Day.
27th.
Ding ding. I was
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding,
ding.
ding.
Man, I have a
you get a
98%
participation
correct
award now,
factor. So there you go. I had a 2% that I was not incorrect, and that was my one and only time, and it had to be on air.
So that's awesome.
That's
If
the way
it's a
it always
98%
happens.
Factor, that's
Fine.
awesome. I mean, if you
That's
were like,
Hall of Fame, baby.
yeah, you're like way past Hall of Fame. You could bat like 350 and make it in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not blushing.
All right. Beyond that, Sunday, May 19th is the What Can I Do to Help a Veteran Motorcycle Run with the CVMA, or the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, Chapter 35-3, which will begin and end at Wolverine Harley Davidson. That's at 44660 North Gratiot Avenue in Clinton Township, Michigan. This one happens to be sponsored by A&M Leather, all the great guys over there on the south end of town. If you're ever looking for leather stuff, A&M's one of the best in the business. Registration starts at 10 a.m. and the bike is to be in by 4 p.m. And there will be a blessing of the bikes and the national anthem at 10:45. $20 per rider, $15 per passenger, and all proceeds go to the CVMA Chapter 35-3. There'll also be 50-50 raffles, burgers, hot dogs, chips, and drinks after the ride. So hope everybody can make it out for that. And then don't forget, towards the end of May, the very last Rolling Thunder number 32, the Ride for Freedom. This is the last nationally based Rolling Thunder ride ever to be coordinated out of D.C. So if you want to get in on that one, it will be on Sunday, May 26, 2019. Staging, as always, at the Pentagon, and then they will roll out from there across Memorial Bridge, hence the name Rolling Thunder. But this year, the last one. So if you want to get out there for that, this will be your last chance. Otherwise, it'll probably go more or less on a kind of a statewide level from here on out, but no longer will be staged out of Washington, D.C. So all those big numbers that we look forward to seeing every year are going to subside, sadly to say. Anybody done Rolling Thunder before? Rolling Thunder? No? Okay, then. Me neither. So I'm going this year. It'll be my first and
Nice.
last. So, but I get to go. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
for
to
you.
it. Yeah. So
Eric
it
was
should be
supposed
pretty
to
cool.
go.
Well, Eric has a very good reason as to why he cannot. So there's no worries about that. I wish we could have him in two places at once, but that doesn't work that way. See? Yep. Damn physics. So, but very, very happy to have everybody on with us tonight. And thanks again, you guys, for coming in, making the
Thank
trip.
you.
Thanks for the recommendation of the good shorts, Bel Air Brown. From
Yes.
Ron. Great
Well, it's a
deal.
Michigan thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Michigan
Pure
brewery.
Michigan.
And we always do try and support our hometown heroes.
And the road to get to Bel Air is a good one.
That's true. It is really nice up there, too. Yeah. Which way are you thinking about going up
What
there?
is that, 88? 88 set.
Up on the west side?
The way we went to Torch Lake. It's right on the way to Torch
Jim
Lake.
with us on that run?
Huh?
Jim wasn't with us on
No, I wasn't on the Torch
Yeah.
Lake run with you.
Yeah, 88
Highway
all the way.
88.
Okay. Yeah, because I
Great
do
road.
Petoskey and
Except
usually
for the part
take
they were
66 to 31 up to 131 and roll that west side of the state, which is
Why
nice.
don't you
too.
guys come through Midland and I'll meet
come
you
through
there.
'Cause
And
it's
then we'll.
Midland.
Midland a couple times this season.
Pretty pleased with sugar on top.
The Patriot Radio Network just shared this video.
All right.
Hey.
They shared it to
I
the
was
page.
born on the 4th of July, so good to go.
See? It's all Patriots here.
I'm retarded.
One,
All right.
yeah, one right from the truest patriotic day in the country. So, yay.
God bless America.
Sends up fireworks just for her
bless
birthday.
America.
Yeah,
Yes,
the whole
they
world
do.
celebrates, or this whole country anyway.
That's what Mama and Daddy told me.
That's awesome. Oh, let's see what else is coming up here.
473.
473 days till Sturgis. See, we're going Sturgis 2020. We're going for the 80th anniversary. So
Should
we've
go
been
for the
counting
off
down.
times. Do you realize
I did
that
back
it's
to back.
much better if you don't go during the anniversary time?
I actually liked both. You know, it was we went for the 75th in 2015. Then we went the next year for the 76th.
Yeah.
In 2016, just to make that comparison. You know, how crazy really is it on these anniversary years, and how timid or tame is it on the non-anniversary years? And there was a big difference. I guess the biggest thing that I noticed was the lines at gas stations. Anniversary year, average 12 bikes in front of me, every gas station. Off year, no one in front of me, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, we
were
found
lucky.
that one gas
Right.
station. I mean, we could roll right in. It was beautiful
Right.
because it was way off the beaten path. You
Yeah,
know,
we
but it
stayed in-
was right there under their nose too.
Yeah, we stayed in
So-
at Spearfish. We rented a home from a husband and wife that were cops in
Go
Deadwood.
figure.
And one was in or were they both in
Sweet.
Deadwood?
I have no idea.
think
I
one
didn't
was in
do
Deadwood
any of the
and one
talking
was
when
in
it came to
Sturgis.
them.
If you got pulled over, you could be like, "Hey, I'm just
That-
renting the house down the road from
Yeah,
that
Gal
didn't
and
work. Yeah,
Herman."
that didn't
so
work.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Oh,
and I have a
damn.
story about that.
we're gonna
So-
need to hear that story
Yeah.
because that should have worked.
Right. So Spearfish, right off of the what was it? 80? Is that the road number? 80?
I don't think so.
It's 80.
It is 80. So we're going off 80 past Sturgis. We get to Spearfish. We get off the exit, and literally right off the exit into the first subdivision you get into, and it was right there.
No, you
So
just
it's
took a right onto the road, and the road went right into
right
the
into the
subdivision.
subdivision. Yeah. And there was a gas station between the subdivision and the freeway that was tucked away, so nobody knew it was there. So even on the anniversary year, we were first in line every morning, which was great. The next corner, though, 500 bikes in
Yeah.
the parking lot, struggling, doing circles,
Wah, wah, wah.
trying to find the open pumps. Yeah, it
Yep.
didn't work. But so we're in Deadwood, and we're walking along, and we got split up, and so we jumped on our bikes, and we're trying to find Scott. And it's Eric, myself, and Harold. Doug. And so we're rolling, and we're doing the Terminator looking for Scott.
Who has
And
already
so-
parked because he kept seeing empty spaces. I'm like, I'm
Right.
not going that way. I'm just going to park right here.
Because that's what it was all. We were all trying to find a spot.
Easy
park
exit.
somewhat together.
More than just a pretty face over here.
Right.
More
So
than
as
just
I'm
a pretty
scanning, looking for Scott, I roll through a stop sign, as does Harold. The only person who sees it is Eric, who's behind us and screaming at the top of his lungs, which we do not hear a whisper. Jim, you know. And so as soon as we go through the stop sign, here comes a cop on foot. Running.
For God's sake.
Stop those two! And then there's other cops, and then they pull up and they get
He
us.
was on foot. You should have just took off. And
I didn't even know he was behind me.
rubber in his
Not
face.
only could I not hear Eric screaming bloody murder, Jim, stop sign. I couldn't hear the cop going, pull over. I couldn't hear nothing.
Oh, my God.
And so we're rolling, and finally I get this tap on the shoulder. Stop that bike. Turn it off.
Oh, my gosh.
What? Oh, okay. So then I got a Expedition, you know, 4-wheel drive truck behind me, and they take me off the bike. They take Harold off the bike. They pull Harold to the side. They take me and put me in the truck.
Of course,
And
because
I'm talking.
you look like a
Right.
threat. You know, you
And
look
so-
like one of them
Nefarious
troublemakers.
character.
Right. So the officer's questioning me, and he pulls this out of my pocket. He goes, "What's this?" And I go, "Cigar case." Well, just like today, I had one of those inside. All he had to do was that. It's a no tolerance state. I would have went to jail, but he just went
Funny.
and handed it right back to me. I was like,
Thank you, Lord
and
Jesus.
so then I see 2 beat cops walking up the sidewalk, and I'm like, oh, and I start rolling down the window, and the cop in driver's seat, you know, roll that up, would you? And I go, yeah, just a minute. hey, can you get me out of this? He goes, oh no, you're with the chief of police. It was the guy I rented the house from.
Oh, my
So I'm like,
God.
hey, can you get me out of this? Hey,
No
come on, man.
way.
And he's like, no, you're with the chief of police.
Oh,
You're
my
not going to be able to get out of
gosh.
that one. I'm like, tuck this in a little further in there.
Yeah. Maybe
Not
up
going to
a-
pull that out again.
maybe up
Next
a
thing you know, you hear
butthole.
bloop, right
Yeah,
up his butthole.
I was snapping pictures.
It was fun.
There's
They were
Polaroids
all-
around somewhere.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty good. So, yeah, needless to say, we both got written a ticket. It was $150, I think. Damn. Yeah. And it was the same deal, you know. Basically, they just said go to the courthouse the next morning and pay it, and that's the best way, unless you could pay it right now. So we had cash. So I paid, you know, I paid for mine. Harold paid for his, and off we went. But I was just like, man, that is the luckiest thing, because I didn't know. I didn't know it was no tolerance. You know, here in Detroit, they find something like that, and they'll be like, stomp it in the ground, you know, done. You know,
Most
there
put
it's
it in
like
their pocket.
click.
Now legal, though.
Off to jail you go.
Now totally legal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about their. I don't know about their laws. If
No,
it's
I
still
mean,
no
in
tolerance.
Michigan,
Oh
now
yes,
it's
yes.
totally
No worries here
legal.
now. Yes.
Yeah.
Which thankfully that's nice. That is nice. A little bit of a saving grace.
Hey, pure Michigan.
Yeah. So great stuff. But yeah, Sturgis is always a
Yeah,
blast.
well,
I'm
Chops
looking
and I
forward to
rode
going
out
back.
in 02, and I think the crowds in 02 were way worse than the anniversary year when we were there.
Oh really?
Yeah. Maybe we just hit the wrong day for the wrong event. I don't know.
Now
when
was
we-
it 02 was it was still really escalating in the commercialism back then though.
Yeah,
too.
but we stayed by Mount Rushmore too, so it was more centrally located than Spearfish.
And that's also when whatchamacallit, the saloon, not Full Throttle, but the other one that was in downtown part instead of before it moved out, right? Broken Spoke.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That
It
was
was
in-
still the little.
that was the little deal.
place,
Yeah, it was the little
You
place.
walked in there and it was asses to elbows.
Right, right.
Yeah,
it was
there
like the
was cool
Stone House
shit,
out in
old
the middle
shit.
of nowhere out there.
Too.
That's cool, bar. Yeah, I know you've been there.
Yes, I have.
Stone House is great. I like the Stone House. That was cool. Couldn't find my name from the last time I
Yeah,
was there, but I know it's in
that
there
place.
somewhere.
When Chops and I went, it was just the Stone House, you know.
Right.
What it is
Generators
today
and
is,
freaking
yeah,
Coolers.
just unbelievable how fast that place grew, and
Right.
you know all the parking now.
And there was that little town that we went to where there was, it looked like a general store, and that was it. It was a general store and a bar in one, and that was it. And there was one house to the side, and it said population 9 or
Yeah.
7 or something like that for the town. It was great. And that was the town.
That's
The
crazy.
people that owned the house owned the general store and then converted one portion of the general store into a bar just to increase business, and they had one gas pump.
And you know darn well that they are relying on Sturgis Bike Week
Absolutely.
to make their year.
Yep, absolutely. And then there was, wow. Well, look at this. What a cool shirt you got on.
Yeah.
Thanks. Rich Bloom in the house. Good to see you. Rich takes care of all of our shirts. That's why he's got one. And he probably stole it, too. Made his wife make it for him. I know how he treats her. Good to see you, Rich. So, yeah, great stuff, man.
Yep.
Sturgis is a blast. I still want to do the Laconia thing. You've been to Laconia, haven't
Yes.
you, Ron? I'm sure.
In the rain, all the way there, most of the way back.
That sucks,
80
yeah.
miles an hour. Doesn't matter.
Damn East Coast
Sounds like a
rallies.
great time.
Right in the rain belt. I remember last time you were here on the show, you told us a story about getting rain in your tent washing away, but I don't remember where that was.
It kind of slid down the hill.
Yeah. Where was that at?
Me too.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? One of those
It's
places.
crazy.
Where
Yep,
was that
I had
at?
that problem too. Chops and Jay decided they were going to be nice and try and help me out and move my tent, and it was never right again the whole trip. You know, it was just a drag. Everything I took got wet.
We've all had those experiences for sure.
But we don't melt.
Right. No, exactly.
Just squish a little.
Yeah. No Wicked Witch of the West syndrome here. Wow, that's
Avi, your sound effects for the evening.
it's classic. So what are you riding now, Jody?
I still have a 2002 Heritage Softail. Vance and Hines big shots with the baffles taken out because it's carbureted. I like to scare women and children. Beach bars, nacelle kit on the front because it beefed up my headlight and made me look a lot tougher.
See? And I always have to ask Jody what she's riding. You know why? Because I never see her ride, and she's always in a big freaking
Yeah,
truck with a
I
trailer.
know, right? Because I have shit to carry and it sucks. Yeah.
That's why we have geezer glides.
Yep.
That's why we create days off for ourselves, and then we go for a ride.
Kinda
right,
got
Ron?
to.
Yeah, we do
Yep.
that too, and that's when we usually
Every
see
Monday
you.
I can usually
Yep.
go. You know, after the weekend, when I had the shop, every Monday I would just go by myself usually
Yeah.
and just go. I
Well,
go
there
as
you go.
fast as I want, and
Yep.
you know, don't have to worry about the pack. You know.
You know, that's so funny is that's the same way I am. I go by myself.
Yeah.
And I just take off because I don't want to ride with somebody else. I don't want to follow their agenda. We have our own agenda. We always have to
Right.
follow. So,
Well, it might not be a very good agenda,
yeah.
but it's still riding.
That's true.
I'll take off. I won't have any idea where I'm. Well, I'll have some idea. I'm going north
Yeah.
and east. You know.
Yeah.
Because that's where the farmland is, and once you get up there, it's a whole different ride than
Oh, yeah.
around
It
here.
is.
You know.
Yeah.
And I would take just whatever I felt like. Okay, I'll go north. You know, wherever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You know.
I remember a ride. I did the exact same thing, and I headed north, and I stopped at this little pull-off rest stop, like Porta John area in towards West Branch.
Okay.
And there was this old timer in there with a 1970. It was like an older bike, and he was smoking a joint, and this was probably like 2 or 3 years ago, smoking a joint, and he's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "Oh, I was thinking about heading up to Coco Cabanas. I heard about this place." And he's like, "Well, I'll take you there." And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a wild ride. Want to follow him. And I did. And, you know, and that was the coolest thing is just having no plan, really.
Right.
I just picked a place. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I want to go here. And pulling off at that rest stop area, it was one of those, what do they call it? It's not a rest stop, but it's where you...
The roadside thing.
Yeah, roadside pull-off thing.
Scenic
And
pull-off.
yeah, it was great. You know, I
Right.
had no plans. It was one of the best days. I was totally by myself and just riding up north and looking at all the beauty. And that's when you really can appreciate Michigan, you know.
Oh, you can. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like riding with a pack sometimes, but you always got to look
gotta
out
watch
for
them.
You know,
The more
Yeah.
people you put
And
into the
if you're by
mix,
yourself,
the longer it takes.
you got nobody to worry
yeah.
about but yourself.
Right.
It's 10
Exactly.
degrees warmer this morning, and I would probably still not be home yet.
Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, last year, Milwaukee with the 115th anniversary, I took that 71 shovelhead and went all the way to Milwaukee, going north through Michigan and crossed the bridge and went through the UP and then down through Wisconsin. I took the long ride.
That would have been a good
but
one.
Oh, great.
I went solo, you know. I was just like, you know what? None of these guys
going.
could get the time off. It just didn't work out for everybody's schedule.
Right.
And I had been to Milwaukee, but I'd never been to Milwaukee to specifically see anything Harley Davidson related. I had just gone through the city.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I've never been there. I know they only do this every 5 years because it's either on the 5 or the 10 of the anniversary. And they don't do it in between, so there won't be another one for another 5 years. So what the hell, you know? What I can go, I can get the time off. I got a couple bucks in my pocket. What the hell? So
Good for you.
I rolled out there and I stayed in Escanaba that night, the first night. That's as far as I made it. And the next day I got up and I was in Milwaukee probably 12:30, 1 o'clock. Would have been there sooner, but my shifter decided to vibrate its way off the bike about 50 miles before Milwaukee. So my last fuel stop, I went to downshift, and there's nothing there to downshift with. All I had was a spline spindle sticking out still, and I was like, okay. So I just slammed on the brakes and let it stall, and had a toolkit in my bag, and had a pair of vice grips, and lined the vice grips onto the splines.
That'll work.
And E-taped the handles shut so it wouldn't pop while I was rolling down the road, and I rode it for 150 miles because I made it into Milwaukee. I went through Milwaukee. I was going to stop, but I wanted to find my campsite, so I went to where I was camping, which was like 20 miles west, so I had to go opposite direction. And then I got all my stuff unloaded. I set up my tent, then I head back to Milwaukee. I go into the Mecca where everybody is and all the displays are going on, and, you know, the hoopla has started. And so I'm going in. I'm like, hey, where can I find a shifter for a 71 Super Glide? And they're like, not here. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in Milwaukee, the Mecca of Harley Davidson. Where do I find it? They're like, I don't know. I could tell you about 12 different dealerships around here, but I'll also tell you every one of those ain't going to have it.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, terrific. So I ended up waiting until nightfall and hung out for a little bit and then went back to the campsite. Next morning, I start going through the phone and searching, vintage motorcycle parts near me. And I found this place in Butler, Wisconsin, which was 50 miles east of Milwaukee, so I had to go the polar opposite direction. But I walk in the shop, and right in a row, 6 panheads. And I'm like, I'm in the right place. Yeah, and this guy behind the counter, he said him and his brother owned the shop for some 50 years. They were, the known guys in Milwaukee for vintage motorcycle, for vintage Harley stuff. And I told him what I was looking for, and I said, I'm looking for a toe shifter for a 71 Super Glide. Mine fell off, And he's like, well, I got a heel toe shifter. And I'm like, I was like, I don't want the heel. Can I just get a toe shifter? He goes, all I got is this. And I'm like, fine. He goes, so you need 2 snubbers? And I go, no, I only need 1. I told you I want a toe shifter. I'm not going to touch that heel. Don't give me 2 snubbers. Just give me 1. So, hook that up, and on my way.
I still say you should have took the pliers into the museum with you. You could have found something more there.
Right. Yeah, but didn't mash up the splines with the vice grip, so thankfully, and slid right on, threw the bolt on, and I was good to go. So that was really my only problem. I had a broken clutch cable on the way back, but no big deal. That happens. I took an extra one with me. And then the second night in Milwaukee, where I'm going through everything, and now the bike's fixed. I'm feeling confident, and start up the bike, and I'm about ready to head out. It's dark. 5 people in a row. Hey, man, you got no headlight. Are you kidding me? Flick, 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 flick. Nothing. Pull over. Guy's like, what are you going to do about that? Pull over my saddlebag. Brand new headlight in the box because I brought one from AutoZone because I was like, I know it's going to pop. They always do because the vibration in it.
Oh, my God.
And the last time I had mounted, I cut a piece of 5/8 garden hose about that long. And where the bolt went through, I shoved that in there and then compressed the rubber so it would make like a spongy shock absorber. Right. So I went from having to replace my headlight every 7 to 10 days to about every 6 months.
Wow.
So a little better.
Have you changed the headlight bucket yet?
Headlight bucket was welded and fixed because that was the main reason it was breaking is because it was loose in there. So
I just wondered if you changed the bucket yet.
No, but you welded it for me, so it works great. So unless you're saying you do shoddy work or something, and I need to replace it.
Milwaukee and back.
It's a good thing it wasn't a fender.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Offender.
We've seen that happen.
That's an offender.
We saw that happen. That was in South Carolina or North Carolina. Smokeout.
What's that?
Fender issues on the Ironhead.
And everywhere around here.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Some pretty cool artwork, eh, Rich?
Yeah, it is.
Ron Finch, Rich Bloom.
How
Rich
doing,
Bloom,
Rich?
Ron Finch.
That'd be ya.
Ron Finch has been inducted into the Sturgis Hall of Fame, Motorcycle Hall of Fame this year.
Motorcycle Hall of
So
Fame.
yes,
you?
it's a hell of an achievement. So these are all motorcycles, obviously.
Yeah, fine, mighty fine. That's a four-wheeler. That's not no motorcycle.
That's a
Four-legger.
That's a
It's a
four-hoofer.
four-legger.
Overs.
It's a four-hoofer.
Lots of horsepower. Lots of
Technically, only
horsepower.
3 are on the ground. That's a trike.
I love that. I love
One
that.
Only 3 are on the
horsepower.
ground. That's a trike.
Yeah, that's true.
Pair of Harley Davidson air cleaners here, back to back, making up the center of the body.
Very nice.
Cool stuff. All kinds of cool stuff. And art show coming up May 3rd.
May
Was that
3rd,
right?
yeah.
Okay, May 3rd in Pontiac. So you'll see this and all these and 783 other pieces that Ron has scattered throughout his museum. All for sale to the highest bidder. Come out. Buy them all.
Today and today only.
Yes. Buy every piece because Ron only has enough to make 1,784 new ones with the parts that he currently
Just
has.
99 down and $159 a month.
Right.
So does his property look like one of the thing in the Pickers, American Pickers, when you pull up and there's just stuff everywhere?
It doesn't because, okay, so his house is right off the road. So you see his home, that's where he lives. So his house looks, standard.
Right,
Looks
normal,
normal.
right.
But then behind his house was where this other house was that he's not only bought and built and expanded on, but that is the museum.
Okay.
That's where all the art is. So
Gotcha.
it's not until you kind of creep up the driveway that you get an idea of what
Right,
you're
what's going on?
driving into.
Yeah, but
which
one
is
of the
cool.
first things you see is an 9 foot tall metal guy.
Well, I noticed his Sprint right away. I mean, he's got that Chevy Sprint out there, that van, and it's an extended van, and it's painted.
Colorful.
It's Ron Finch style paint. So,
Right.
I mean, that to me, my eye gravitated right to that, and I was like, we're in the right spot. This is the right driveway. This is the right place. Yeah, but
Yeah, the
great.
stuff's amazing though.
Yeah, his
So
his
just
work
just
is
for
impeccable.
like what would something like this right here, this blue thing on the table, the duck-billed platypus?
And duck, whatever.
How much would something like that
Speaking of
cost somebody?
ducks, you know what the beak is?
Shoehorns.
It's like one of them things that
No, you
doctor women women
yeah.
women know what it is.
Yeah,
women would know.
It's not what they spread your
Cervix.
yeah, it's the yes.
You found the right spot, Ron. It sounds like you found the right spot.
It'd be like around 325, 350.
Okay. All right.
Doctor, spanner flanges, please.
Calling Dr. Howard. Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
That's from
See,
Us.
you just never know.
No,
what
that's Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, yeah. Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine.
Dr. Howard.
Oh yeah, okay.
This is artwork, though.
Now, what about everything else? Like, what are the feet from? 'Cause
They're
those look like
call it
clamps.
tiller.
No, it's still
And there's like a wheel with all these things on, and they pull it behind a tractor, and it breaks up
Oh,
the soil.
right,
you
okay.
know. And the back feathers they're just silverware.
I was gonna say they look like
neck-
butter knives.
Right, and
Yeah.
the next exhaust pipe, and it's like a ball bearing for the head, plus the eyeballs, and the legs are just tube,
That's awesome.
And
Sweet.
air cleaners.
And the cervix.
He looks over
cervix
at
spreader.
the cervix spreader.
Looks healthy. Looks healthy.
He's like, you know what that is, right? And I'm like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's I know what that is. Yeah, it goes up the girls.
I love how all of us were right on, but Jody was still. Well,
That.
is it
What's going on over there?
That's
those
funny.
salad utensils?
I don't get it.
Oh, that's awesome. Great stuff, though. Always cool to see all of Ron's stuff. All of the art is just amazing. Now, what about your bikes? Are your bikes all yours, or are any for sale? I mean, I know they're all in your possession.
I build them and I keep them.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out. One of these days I'm going to die, and I think they got to go as a group to a museum. Which one, I don't know. I
Right.
should really research that and figure it out, And then I'd want to leave them in the museum for a period of time, and then at that point, then my kids get them. And, I don't know when that's going to happen, but I really should get on it.
Right.
Can we stop talking about this? This is making me very, very sad.
Well, It's a fact of life.
I know, but I don't like it.
Well, nobody does, but you know.
He's got 30+ years in him.
You know,
still.
yeah,
Quit
I'm young.
We'll
boo-hooing.
talk about this in another 20.
We will talk about it another 20. You know, it could be right here at this table too.
Right.
You never
See?
know.
There you go. 100th birthday celebration right here at Pike's Bays and
You know,
Booze.
my 80th was a good one. You
Yes.
know, but the 100th could really be kicked.
See?
You know.
We'll have to buy all century related stuff. 100-year-old bourbon, you know.
Oh yeah.
100-year-old whiskey.
Yeah, have a little taster just to be sure.
Yep, absolutely. 100-year-old bottle of wine. 100-year-old bottle of scotch.
The 100-year-old
See?
strippers are going to be hard to find.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we don't want that, Rob. Rob will not be attending your party, Ron.
Ah, come on.
Put him on the planning committee.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's been a hell of a ride. 200 shows.
Yep.
It's been
Yeah.
amazing, and it's just been awesome. It's been overwhelming, and we've had an absolute blast doing it. I hope everybody that listens each and every week enjoys it, and I know there are quite a few listeners that have been listening to us since we started this, too, and a lot of new listeners along the way. We got one of our... And I don't know how Facebook works. You know, they got all these algorithms, and numbers are always changing and different, but honestly... Over the last few years, we usually average with our post about 1,000 views or so, roughly. The last post I put up got 38,000 views.
Yeah,
I have no idea
That
how
was
it
the night
jumped
you
that
were in.
high. Now,
Wow.
in the last 3 to 6 months, we were averaging more about 3,500 to 4,500 views.
I'm telling you,
since
dude, this
when we
video, the
started.
video thing gets it, man. I was just
Self
telling Rich out
factor.
back when we when
It's the
that first one I
self
did,
factor.
there was like 500 or 600 views that night.
Okay.
Of the video itself, so
Right,
that just
I
brought
remember that.
500 more people to your knowing who you guys were.
Absolutely,
So-
yep. It
and
is
by
a
the
great
way,
medium.
again, Rich Bloom, he's one of the other founding members here at Cave
Yes,
Radio.
yes, Rich.
And, congratulations on your 200th episode.
Live in
and may
studio
you do
tonight.
200 more.
Yep.
Thank
He's the
you,
one who
brother. And
gave
you as
the
well, for
sales
sure.
pitch, Jim.
Happy anniversary.
That was, and that's
with
what I
Rob
told
Big
him.
and
I said,
Bigger.
you're the one that brought him in here, man. Come in and say hi. So
Nice.
Yeah, we've had Rich on the show a couple times.
Once or twice.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. In
That's
the
Is there
early
anything
days.
that you would like to say?
Choose a couple.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
Congratulations, guys. 200 episodes. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Did you hear that? He's giving us all $5,000. That's fantastic to fund
I
our
heard
bike
that.
project.
Signing bonuses.
Funding our new bike project. We got $5,000. We got $5,000. Hey, did Mary bolt?
no, she's out back. I think.
Oh, all right then.
Just out there visiting.
Yeah, she stopped with camera work.
Everybody's
I guess
gonna get a
she got all the
0%
pictures she
bonus.
could muster. All
Plenty
right,
of
so
the back of my head.
yep. So as always, we'll be back on the air next Monday night, 8 to 10 p.m. as always for number 201. But thanks everybody for tuning in once more, and thank you very much to Miss Jody Moe and
Thank
to
you
Ron
for coming
Finch
in.
for being here. And Ron, thank you for being such a gracious host with us
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Anytime.
Awesome. It was awesome.
Great show,
Thank
guys.
you. And very, very heartfelt congratulations
Terry,
to making
Hoosier Sean.
Hall of Fame in
Finn.
Sturgis,
Finn.
the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. That is
Tampa Terry.
fantastic.
So
That is
awesome.
awesome.
Yep.
Yep. So cool. We'll look
Perfect.
forward to seeing more stuff from Ron, and we'll hopefully be able to make it out to the art show. And if not, hopefully you sell all your wares and you're
You
able to-
never know.
You never know. That's true. I hope it's a tremendous
Swap meet in
success.
Midland.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep. Swap meet in Midland on
be
Mother's
there.
Day, right?
I'll be there
May
with
12th.
my 420 baby. Just kidding. No, I don't know if she's going to be there or not.
Nice.
Little Miss Chronic will be joining Jody Moe. All right,
Don't
so
ever tell her that I said this.
all right, thanks again, everybody.
Just subtle hints.
Tune in next week. Make sure to catch Big and Bigger. Their 200th show is coming up
May 12th.
May 12th. Oh, the same day.
Yeah, May 12th.
Mother's Day, Sunday. Sunday. Everybody's doing something on Sunday. All right.
We were first.
Yes, we were. We hit the 200 mark. Well, they had the hiatus because of holidays
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah,
where their
4
show.
years in a row where we
Yeah.
missed 2 weeks in a row because of Christmas and
Yep,
New Year's.
and we got that for the first time this past year. We
Yeah.
had Christmas
Which
and
was
New
fine
Year's,
with
or
me,
Christmas
you know,
Eve
nice
and New
little
Year's
break.
Eve.
I mean,
It was nice for the holidays, not too shabby. We weren't complaining, but it's always fun to get back in and do the stuff. So, and it
can
seems
afford
like
it
if
and
we
still
miss
beat
a
ya.
show it's all this stuff that I wanted to talk about, and it's all time sensitive. And then the next time I go to talk about it, it's either past or some other schmo has covered it. And we like to be ahead of the game. So,
Right.
which is
Trendsetters.
Yeah, we are.
Cutting
trying to
edge.
be.
We're always in front of the groups. So anyway, thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And until next time, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.
Right, like you
Night,
stole
everyone.
There you have it. See ya.
Say bye to everyone on the camera. Bye.
Night.
Feliz Navidad.
That was the last thing they caught on camera. I have to pee.